checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it, and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location to bring back when we were more than happy. Jokes and laughing, trust and loving, and we were strong and fire, both on fire, more than happy. I think we can rescue this. Just put the love first and taking the risk. 'Cause you're what I need and I'm what you need. Get my heart to feel you. Get my heart to feel. she ran away from me. Was told she'd be the end of me. I swore we'd never meet. Now she's my favorite accessory, and she's in the air I breathe. Oh, oh. She comes and helps me meditate. She taught me how to levitate, and together we fly away. Red eyes, I see the secrets behind these lies that I keep hearing. I can't get away. She's stuck in my brain. The sweet escape with Mary Jane. I'll never get her to change her ways. It's simply the way she's made. Oh no, she'll never change. There's loads of things that I'd like to say, but she locks them inside my brain. Oh, she's like my own personal follower. I always see a lot of her. Some people say you gotta learn to be less of a polisher. It's only gonna make you a strong mess. You won't put on my words, but they don't get that. She calls and helps me meditate. She taught me how to levitate. Now together we fly away. Yeah. Red eyes, I see the secrets behind these lies that I keep hearing. I can't get away. She's stuck in my brain. The sweet escape with Mary Jane. She comes and helps me meditate. She taught me how to levitate, and together we fly away. When me and Mary get away, I'm ready to celebrate anywhere and times like these are here to show. You can do things for me and more. I got your back, just take things slow. I'll bring everyone to show that I want your heart and more in my own life. I'll tell everyone there's no stopping us. Can I have you for the rest of my life? Do you wanna wait more time? I wish you could be all mine. Or wait till sunrise through the night. I can't do this for a lifetime. Bring everyone to show that I want your heart and more in my own life. I'll tell everyone there's no stopping us. Can I have you for the rest of my life?
All right, everyone. Welcome to week 4 of the LRS Premade teams, little split that we have going on here. So, we hope you guys are ready for some more Legends Esports. I know yesterday's matches were incredibly exciting, and we're expecting them to be just as exciting tonight because we have the sister team of RAWR in the LAS with RAWR from the LRS here tonight, hoping to come home with a 3-1 scoreline. But I don't think AOE is going to let that happen. They're sitting at 1 and 2. They're definitely excited and hoping to take home that W, make it 2 and 2. So that way both teams are going to be sitting at the same part in the standings. So, do we have any comments, Mr. Dream, before we do begin and get into draft?
If these matches are as crazy as yesterday's matches, we're in for a fun night.
Definitely. It was pretty fun to see what happened last night. Very fun to watch. Definitely fun to break down. It was pretty funny seeing that Smite TP actually just paid huge dividends. It wasn't punished in any way, and that was super fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Doki's actually here in the Twitch chat. Hello, Doki. Everybody say hello to the god of jungle, I guess.
He definitely played incredibly well last night, made some big decisions, and they all paid off. So I'm hoping to see we have some crazy RAWR buttons, or RAWR, players come out here. Especially since what we saw with Doki last night, I'm hoping to see the LRS team be just as crazy and just as fun to watch.
Yeah, we do have some new faces here. I don't really recognize anybody here, unless that's D Cyclone in mid lane for AOE, but I don't think that's him. So
I think it is a different Cyclone, but I'm just as excited for what's going to happen tonight. I think we are having a couple technical issues with the PentaQ, so we are just going to get that sorted real quick.
oh, looks like they have started.
Oh, they have. Okay. So let's get over into the draft real quick, and let's see what we have for us. We are 20 seconds into the draft. Okay, so apparently the...
Sounds like PentaQ might be bugging out today.
Might be a little bugged, which is rather unfortunate. But I do believe we are just going to have a little remake of the PentaQ. But I'm definitely super excited to see what we have. There were a lot of fun things that happened last night, and I hope you were there to see them all.
I was playing, so I got to see snippets of it. So
It was definitely fun to watch, though. Definitely fun to spectate as well. So let's see if this link does work. So we are just trying to get things going here at the moment, but both teams are ready for the draft. We are just suffering from a little bit of issues on the technical side from our draft service that we do use.
I do believe that Flick is not here today. I believe it is Feliu in the mid lane for RAWR.
Yep, that is correct. So we are just going to get started here. Teammates are readying up at the moment. But considering what we saw last night, I'm hoping for some pretty funky picks. Like the Garen mid was definitely something that I was excited to see. I did not expect it to perform as well as it did, but I think we are still having some issues with the PentaQ, unfortunately. But that Garen Aatrox was definitely something to watch. What's up, Dark?
Yeah, and with this being the sister team up in LRS, I'm really hoping for some spicy picks. I don't know. Maybe they run the Scion TP Smite jungle.
That would be definitely something that I would love to see again. But I do expect it to be punished a little harder because the players are a little bit in a higher elo bracket, so I am expecting a little more invades to happen, a little more, crazy tactics, but it seems as though we are working again. I'm not too sure, but let's hope it is. I mean, it seems to be working, so we can actually get right into this draft here, 15 seconds in. Let's see what we got going for us. So we see the Lilia
There we go.
first ban coming out. Very strong.
Yeah, and I've actually been practicing this champion in the off time for LAS draft. She's not an easy champion to pick up, but once you start to understand what she wants to do and how she wants to do her ganks and such like that, she becomes a much easier champion. She's one of those with a learning curve, but once you figure it out, it's really easy to play her.
I can definitely agree with that. So apparently it is not working once again, so we shall hopefully try and get another version of it working.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Let me try it this time around.
But I think if they are going to stick with the same bans, the Lilia ban, she is a very strong champion in the right hands. Because there are multiple ways to build her nowadays, I do think that she is very versatile in the way she can be played, especially with the... Well, there were a couple nerfs to the Moonstone and Staff of Flowing Water combination, so I am wondering if it is going to be opted to. However, Leandri's does feel not so great as a first item, just because it does scale mostly off of AP. So we're just looking for some talking points as we do wait for a draft to be remade. But, like I said, Lilia, strong champion, good ban. And let's hope this works this time, because I would be very, very sad if it doesn't.
Alright, there we go. It is working.
Okay, so we have a Lilia ban and a Yone ban out right away. So, Yone, one of those champions that did get slightly buffed with the Immortal Shield build changes that did come through this patch. The item does give a 5 more AD as well as 5 more attack speed, so definitely overall just a better stat line for the item, and it gives them that survivability that both Yone and Yasuo do want.
Yeah, and on the other side for RAWR, it seems like they're targeting the jungle pool of Blue Shift here, banning out the Lilia and the Kindred. Wondering if it's going to be a 3-ban. No, it's going to be the Samira, also a very strong champion in the current meta. I'm actually surprised to see that Kai'Sa still has not made it through the ban, so it's possible it's going to be a first pick. Then again, this is the RAWR organization, so we might see some other interesting picks as priority instead. Is going to be the Olaf band. Olaf did get a bit of a heavy nerf this patch, both to himself and to Gore Drinker. So he's still a very reliable champion. His ultimate cannot be underestimated. It is going to be the Kai'Sa first picked, and it's going to be instantly responded to with the Galio Graves. What do you think about that?
I definitely do like the Galio pick, especially as a flex, because it can be used as both a mid laner and a support, generally just because of how strong the champion is, especially with rune choices. However, it is followed up by a Senna, which is an AD champion, which is very good into Galio. His base armor is not the highest, and he also is susceptible to getting poked out. However, he does have such a great ability to just force engages with his flash taunt that it can be a little risky. It is followed up by a Senna pick, or sorry, not a Senna pick, a Rumble pick, however, which is generally strong into champions like the Galio. Even though he has an 8 MR, he is very susceptible to getting out-traded by the fact that Rumble has no mana, also generates shields very quickly with his W.
Yep, and there's the combo that we're getting to know and either love or hate, depending on your perspective of it. The instant baby cage and lockdown of a champion with the Camille Galio combo, which means it's probably going to be Galio in the mid lane. It might have been a little bit too early to show the Galio there. It allows for RAWR to draft around it and maybe counter it, but they don't think the Rumble is going mid lane here, banning out the Anivia.
I do think a good answer for the Galio would be something like the Twisted Fate, who is able to match that global pressure. Generally, in pro play, it is considered a great answer because it is a little more easy to pilot with the fact that his ultimate is not targeted. Galio requires a target, and Twisted Fate just requires being in the area. But we do see a Hecarim band out away from Lee Trunk out. So no Horsey for anyone today. So double support from RAWR.
Yeah, they don't think the Galio is going support. Neither do I because of the Camille pickup here. With the Hecarim band, it's going to make the side of RAWR, they have to think carefully on what they want here because they're pretty low on jungle options here. They already banned the Lilia Kindred away. Hecarim and Olaf are now off the table. Really, the only champion that that's pretty much meta right now that isn't seeing a lot of pro play but still pretty good is the Pantheon because it's permabanned, and the Kayn, which would be really good into AoE's comp because of how much melee they've already drafted.
The Pantheon, however, has been nerfed on this patch, especially his clear. His Q damage to minions and monsters has been reduced, so it is not as great. However, a good counter into Camille is picked in the Renekton, followed up by a new Deer pick. Something that just loves to run around and is basically unkillable in today's meta.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about the Udyr because really there's only one thing that champion does, and it's basically what Hecarim does, except slower. So...
But he does have a really fast clear speed. It did get slightly nerfed on this patch, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because it's not that. He relies mostly on his attack speed to do his clears, not really his Phoenix stance. His Phoenix stance gets him through the early phases, however, it's his attack speed that does end up dealing more with the AoE and help him clear. Seraphine
I really like I really like the Seraphine pick into the Rumble and the or not into the Rumble as the support for the Ashe, because you see you have a Kai'Sa Senna on the bot side of the map. You're just like, all right, how do we punish a Kai'Sa Senna because of how much range they have on us?
Exactly.
Well, you go champions that just perma slow you, and because of Seraphine's, I believe it's her E, the little waves that slow and snare people. I do believe that if Ashe does slow with her Q or auto attacks, I do believe it will snare them if Seraphine procs. I do believe it's on any form of slowing CC.
Yes, any form.
So Ashe Seraphine is going to be a very troublesome lane for Kai'Sa Senna. Senna is not going to be able to do the job for Kai'Sa that she usually relies on with engaged supports to get those stacks. The best she's going to be able to do is get that root down with her W. But on the other side, they just have such a massive advantage in poke. I would expect an early gank from the Udyr or the Graves, to be honest, to try and get this bot lane ahead.
I definitely think the bot lane matchup is very volatile because they both are very reliant on poke with the Senna, with the Seraphine. However, I do think sustained advantage would go towards the side of RAWR because Senna's Q is generally up more often than Seraphine W, but shields are really strong at the moment, especially with Moonstone Renewer and Staff of Flowing Water. Though that has been nerfed, I don't think it will really affect Seraphine enough to make it a bad option or a bad pickup.
They didn't nerf anything that was important. The healing stayed the same. All they did was nerf some AP off of the item. It's not going to change anything. She's just going to do a little bit less damage, and she doesn't want to be doing damage. She wants to be able to sit in the back line with the ultimate. She wants to poke from far away, and she wants to heal her team. That's her job.
Exactly.
She's not going to be in the front line to burn the entire enemy team away, because if she does, you have an Udyr, you have a Rumble, you have a Renekton that are going to be standing there waiting for you to get a little too close for comfort.
There are a lot of champions on this enemy team, however, that will give the Seraphine a little bit of a difficult time if she is not able to land her skill shots. Same with the Ashe. Both are relatively immobile as a backline and are a little defenseless if they aren't able to be peeled by the likes of Galio. However, Kai'Sa is also a big dive champion, which can fare well if she is able to dodge the key skill shots like the Seraphine are and the Ashe are, or isn't locked down by Camille Galio.
Yeah, and I really think that Cleanse is a must for this Kai'Sa here, because look at how much hard CC this team AoE has to lock down this Kai'Sa if she dives into the backline. If she dives into the backline and there is a Camille just happens to be there, it's an instant baby cage into Galio ultimate, and the Kai'Sa's just dead. and you don't have, like, yes, you have the Renekton who does massive amounts of damage, but he can be bursted down really easily by the true damage of the Camille, and the Graves, who has massive amounts of damage as well. There are a lot more damage threats on AoE than just the Ashe, whereas really on RAWR, you only really have the Kaisa and the Rumble, where the Renekton's going to be building heavy damage in the early game, but he's going to fall off later on as he's building more tanky.
Definitely. And with the nerfs to Gore Drinker, as well as Ravenous Hydra and Sterak's all at the same time, it's a big hit to Renekton's item pool, his core 3 items. It's going to hurt, especially since he's not going to be able to sustain all that much with the Gore Drinker, which he's relied on for the past couple patches. So he's not going to get that gigantic burst heal that he's used to seeing, and they might have practiced it today, I'm not too sure. However, I do think the nerfs are very substantial and do help out the Camille in this matchup, even though she is not favored, especially in the early game.
Yeah, based on these comps alone, I do believe that the side of AoE has the easier comp to execute, because of how much, well, AoE damage they have. And
Fitting.
so much harder lockdown they have as well. Like, you have the Camille, who's going to lock somebody down. You have the Galio with the taunt. You have the Ashe ultimate. You have the Seraphine ultimate. All those champions are running at you, and that's going to extend the Seraphine's ultimate even further to hit more people.
It's very, very good in the fact that they have both ways to engage as well as disengage.
Hold up.
What's happened?
There's a bug on your screen. It says set for AoE Fright Night.
My bad. I will fix that in just a second. Well, there we go. That should be good for now. But their team has very good ways to disengage. They have ways to run away, but they also have ways to go in head first. And it's very, very easy to play, and especially the fact that the enemy team has to run into them to kill them. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and running into a team with so much hard CC and lockdown, when you're already trying to dive a backline, there's Ashe can self-peel for herself besides maybe against the Renekton because of his E. But other than that, she can self-peel away from the Udyr. With Galio there, adding more peel, the Seraphine is going to be in the backline healing everybody, and Graves and Camille are just going to tear up the backline, which is the Kaisa Senna, for the side of AoE. But they need to be very, very careful fighting in any choke point, because if Rumble is there and he gets one of those massive ultimates in one of those corridors, that could just spell the end of the game right then and there for RAWR, or for AoE.
I agree. They have no way to escape. Their backline is super immobile, and if they are cornered into like a Rumble corridor, it's do or die. They have to either flash or just die. There's nothing they can do. And we are going to go to break in just a second. We also have our predictions open in case you guys do want to vote on who will win, and you might have a chance to win some Legends tokens. So we'll see you back in a couple minutes. Take care.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me, let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far.
Alright everyone, welcome back to LRS. Right now, we have both teams, RAWR and AOE, looking for a little shenanigans here. We see all of AOE looking in the bot side, trying to set something up.
I just love the Graves fast speed animation with that skin because he looks like he's late for class.
He's very late, very late. They are looking to invade on that tri-brush here. They are sneaking around,
Kaisa needs to be very, very careful.
They don't see them. Uh-oh. Seraphine. Oh no, she might just be dead here. And down she goes. First blood over to the Ashe. Picked up by AOE Riley over here. We do see the blue side looking to invade a little bit. And it's going to be matched by AOE. They do have a ward up on Graves' red buff, but they do also catch up to Senna here. She is going to get stunned up by the Camille, forcing the flash out from both the Graves and the Senna, however. So it is an even burn of summoners, but Senna is going to have to base. She is going to be late to lane. She is going to miss out on XP because of that exchange.
Oh man, such a great start from AOE. Burning the flash from the Senna there is really strong because she is not a very mobile champion, and if they get enough poke on her and just go hard in, she just dies.
And the fact that it's a Graves who burned flash, that's not bad at all. Graves has a dash in his kit. He's fine. He's happy to take that trade any day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. Pretty much everything else is standard, though the Ashe did get the kill, so she has a large lead and a small experience lead for that kill as well, coming into the lane. And Senna is going to be late to lane, so that means they're...
Just as we predicted, she is going to be a little late. No worries.
I'll be right back.
All good. So far, we do see a little bit of trades happening up in the top lane, up in the mid lane. AoE is slightly losing out here, but Seraphine is rooted up, but is able to walk away. Renekton, on the other hand, just turbo smashing that Camille down to just under half HP. Things are not looking too great for the top laner. She was forced to start E in order to confirm that kill down in the bot side, and Rumble is just burning down that Galio. I am surprised he took bone plating. I think second win would have been a better choice. But Seraphine once again rooted up, but she is able to walk away, and nothing comes of it. So things are looking relatively okay in the bot lane over here. However, Galio is in lethal if he is not careful. He does proc the Aftershock and is able to walk away.
Sorry about that. Somebody was at my door.
All good. We're taking things one step at a time. We do see a bunch of trading happening in both lanes. The Camille over here is getting hard out-traded just because of the nature of both champions. Renekton is generally very good into her, especially in these early stages of the game, when she does not have her Sheen, when she does not have her first item.
Yeah, and Galio is having a very hard time against
However, a top lane gank coming out here from the side of AoE. Renekton forced to burn the flash, slowed by the tactical sweep, is going to get auto down by Graves. Phase rush proc. Is he going to get that last auto? No, he is not. Udyr is here to save the day, but he might just have to burn something. No, he's able to walk it out. Only the flash of Renekton burned. And a summoner trade for nothing. It's pretty good. Camille using the wall hook to be able to run away, and bot lane being zoned away. However, the Seraphine is just taking so much damage, but is able to walk away. She has the sustain. She is looking just fine. However, the root is landed on the Ashe, but she is able to walk away.
Just fighting going on all over the map here.
Good trades taken by both teams.
Ooh. Seraphine needs to be a little bit careful. The Senna does have the range to match her in this
also
poke.
Has no mana. She is running low here. Oh, Seraphine is looking very close to lethal. Senna does not have Ignite, so she is not going to be able to kill her. However.
Yeah, I don't know what the exhaust is for the side of Senna here. There's not really a target that she wants to exhaust.
Good trade
honestly.
coming in from the Camille here, followed up by her jungler. Tactical sweep doing so much healing. However, that empowered Q from the Renekton is able to keep him alive in this trade.
I think she was just trying to bait him into an all-out fight for the Graves, because you saw he stopped his recall hanging around there just in case.
We do see another fight happening here in the bot lane. Riley is in very much lethal range. If that W does hit, he is dead. He is able to flash out and stay alive. Very, very well played from the side of RAWR, but they might just get doped by the Udyr. He's very scary. However, they are able to walk away with the slows. He's not able to walk up. Like you said, the Ghost would have paid dividends there. He would have just been able to run through that slow and take down the Ashe.
Yeah, the Ashe having to burn both summoners there is really unfortunate because once again she is a very immobile AD carry, and with a team that is very good at diving
trade
the
going on
backline.
in the mid lane. Felia might be low. However, he is going to get ignited. He might just get a solo kill onto Cyclone. Down he goes, flashing over the wall, but what for? Renekton is also there, and they are able to just walk away. Big kill out of Felia, or Feliu.
Yeah, and with that, that means they have full prio over this dragon here. It is just a cloud dragon, not that important. Interested to see what it's going to be, but first dragon of the game is going to go to the side of RAWR here, and it's going to be an ocean dragon. Let's go look at my trusty guide here.
Cloud, then ocean. What does that predict for us?
We are going to have an Infernal Soul this match.
So we are looking for the Infernal Soul, everyone. Looking for the Infernal. I'm excited to see if it is that Infernal Soul, and it would be very good for both sides. Both sides are very reliant on AP ratios. However, another trade going on in the mid lane. Aftershock may be procced. However, he just takes so much damage from that consistent burn from the Rumble. Graves hiding on the wings. Nothing happening here. They are going in on each other once again. However, he is able to spot out that gank, is able to walk away, is able to trade onto the Graves a little bit too.
Yeah, the Galio not having his dash in or his taunt really kind of killed the ability to make that gank work out there, and Rumble just gets to walk away for pretty much nothing.
So we do see that Kaisa was unable to purchase the Serrated Dirk with her first back. She's sitting on double longsword and a dagger. Just 100 gold shy of what she did want. We do see some more trading going on in the top lane. However, it looks like Camille is winning out on this one with the precision
Never mind.
protocol. Nope. Able to heal all that back up with an empowered Q. That is Renekton, everybody. A lot of healing.
Yep, fun champ. Love playing against him.
We do see some more trading going on in the bot lane. However, you might just fall here. He is able to flash away from the Ashe. However, a flash follow through and an ignite is able to claim that kill. Down she goes, and Kaisa might just get dove here. They have the Graves to tank it up, and she is going to fall. No, she is not. One auto would have done it, but she is able to walk away. But here comes the bear. No, he doesn't. He is able to just hide off in the wings and live freely. He is going to take his red buff though, some consolation prize. As the Camille is down 15 CS, there was a big trade happening up in the top lane. However, Renekton is walking down towards that mid lane. He is able to get prio.
Yeah, he's just going to take the take the chickens from this Graves here, because Graves is seen on bot side, meaning he loses prio on his top side of the map. So this is just going to put Renekton even further ahead of the Camille, already up almost 20 CS there. Just shy of it, as Renekton takes the long way back, not wanting to risk anything.
Very smart.
We're starting to see these disparities in the CSing here. We got about a 3 or...
Camille is able to walk it out with the wall hook. Very close, very close. Renekton was almost able to close the gap with the slice and dice, but unfortunately did not have a minion to dash off of. But yeah, you were talking about those CS disparities, and they are paying dividends. However, Renekton is engaged on here. Camille might just use the Hextech ultimatum to keep him down. No, he's not. He's able to live. However, the Galio is coming in with the heroic entrance. Dash up, taunt up. Here it goes. Down he comes. Senna R is able to buy some more time for the Udyr, but he is going to fall. Down he goes. The Phoenix Bear has fallen, everyone.
Yeah, just an unfortunate turn of events. I don't think that
they did not have tabs on that.
I don't think Renekton knew just how many people were up there for him, and his ultimate was still on cooldown for another like 5 seconds right before that fight started. He didn't have time to pop it.
Nor did he have
and you saw the hesitation from the Udyr there. He wanted to flash over that wall to help, but instead decided to walk around. And I think that might have cost them the fight there.
Galio is going to take a lot of damage here. Rumble's able to get his Q up. He's burning down, ticking down. A lot of damage taken. But he is able to walk it out with that magic shield, keeping him alive. Rift Herald is used up on the top side to get that Camille some gold to help her out because she is not sitting in the greatest position CS-wise.
No, definitely not. She did pick up that kill, though.
Uh-oh,
Which is going
down
to make
goes
it...
Cyclone, is just walked up on and ignited. Down he goes. And that's what you expect from a Rumble. He's 2-0 with Sorkpan boots. However, the Senna is charmed up, rooted up, and down she goes. However, she is able to stay alive with that E, with that Invis. However, Kaisa might just fall because of her sins. No, she does not. She's gonna live at just over a 5th HP. And things are looking a little grim for the bot side of RAWR.
Oh, not for much longer. We have the Udyr and the Rumble
Here
heading
comes the
down there
gank
right
on the
now.
Renekton again. Is he going to pop the R? He does pop the R. He does have the Empower Q. He heals so much, but he might just have to flash over. He is forced to burn the flash. However, Galio is here to protect the bot lane. Seraphine does fall. 450 gold given over to the Rumble, and that Rumble is very strong. Galio might just be forced to flash over. He does flash the wall, but followed by the Rumble, however. He is forced to dive this if he does want the kill. They are looking for it, but they are not going to commit to it. They might just take that Ocean Drake as a consolation prize for that Galio being forced to run away. Renekton did walk down here to help, to make sure they are able to confirm that objective down in the bot side.
Yeah, they lose 2 kills on the bot side of the map, and they don't manage to kill the Renekton here. That gives prio onto the Dragon, and they're just stacking up these really quickly. It is going to be a Mountain Soul instead of the Infernal.
Very unfortunate.
Huh. That's weird.
Fright Knight has been
Thought I
taking
had
a
it
lot
on
of
that
bad W's. He's been caught by many roots from that Senna, and I think he needs to be a little more careful in the future, because those can be very lethal if he... Because he is very squishy. He's playing Seraphine. He only has Guardian. He has no way to survive if he is jumped on his own.
Yep. Look, if we can go ahead and take a look at this gold lead here really quick. You see how close the gold is, but all of that gold, the only reason why there is a gold lead for RAWR is because Rumble has all 4 of those kills.
He is their win condition at the moment. If he does not do his job, it is a very rough time for RAWR to be able to win this game. Camille is going to land the tactical sweep, is going to land the wall hook, and is going to get a gigantic trade-off on that Renekton. He is chunked. However, that Gore Trigger plus Empowered Q combo is going to bring him up to about the same health as the Camille. That champion heals a lot, even with those nerfs, so I can see why he did pick up that Renekton.
Yeah, once again, the nerfs just don't seem to matter for certain champions here. It's...
Uh-oh. Root from the Senna, and she is going to get popped by the Rumble R. Very big visual bug there, however. Hard to see. But Camille is going to TP in, is able to land the Hextech Ultimatum, and is going to burst him down. Galio's coming through with the heroic entrance, but it's not enough to save her. But taunted up, down goes Felia to the Ash with the Gale Force follow through. But they are very low here. UG is going to fall. Wish is looking, but he is going to be able to walk away. They are diving it here with the E dash forward. Graves is doing a lot of damage here, but he might just fall. He's not able to kill her. That Immortal Shield bow was not enough. Unfortunate dive execution there. It could have been a free kill. He missed his R, unfortunately. If he did land that, that would have been a free kill onto the Kaisa.
And this gives just free plating over to the Renekton here, and he might just get the turret because the turret plating is about to fall here in about 5 seconds.
Both solo lane towers are very low. 2 plays left on the mid tower, and top tower taken by Renekton.
He got all 5 of those plates right before the timer ended. He got all 5 of them.
Oh boy, it's looking a little rough out here. Solo laners are performing exceptionally well on the side of RAWR. Oh, Seraphine is caught out by another W again, and she might just fall for it. She is forced to burn the flash. However, Udyr is going to flash follow, and she is going to fall to the Bear Man himself.
Oh man. Yeah, and this is there's no objective fight for her, so it's it's unfortunate that she died there, but at least there's
Cyclone
nothing
2
there.
levels down. He is going to fall to both the Renekton and the Rumble, tearing him up. He is going to get burned down. Blue Shift is able to flash out, is able to live. However, Renekton is stunned up by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and is going to fall. Gale Force forward by the Ash. She is slowed up. However, she is slowing down Felia. And he is able to walk away with the Scrap Shield, stay alive with that extra movement speed. And they are able to confirm a couple shutdowns, though. That is very, very good for the side of RAWR. However, we do see follow through. Another 4 members coming through. Seraphine might just be caught out here. He is caught out by another W. However, triple man charm landed by Seraphine. That is a huge beat drop, huge encore. And down go so many members of RAWR. Down they go, down they go. Hextech ultimatum landed. Kaisa is down. So many people have fallen. Very good team fight coming from the side of AOE. That AOE effect is pretty huge. That Seraphine landed a 3-man, and that was what turned the fight. And they are going to claim this tower because of it.
Yeah, the only defenders are the Udyr and the Renekton here. Galio has shown up. They're just going to take this tower, and Dragon here is spawning another 50 seconds. The Rift Herald here is spawning in 3 seconds. I wonder what they're going to focus around. It looks like it's probably going to be the Dragon because they're taking resets here. They have to stop this Dragon stacking. The Mountain Soul is going to be very, very good for the side of RAWR, just because the champions that they have are not inherently tanky champions, but the Mountain Soul will fix that.
Definitely. And the Udyr is going to become even more unkillable if he is able to claim that. However, a W is landed, and Camille is able to land the wall hook onto the Rumble. Galio ulti coming to follow through. However, they are able to land a 4-man Rumble ulti, and the AoE effects from RAWR is able to take out AoE. Down they go. Double kill to the Kaisa. Ash is forced to flash away. Slice and Dice might just be able to catch up. However, Kaisa is going to claim that one. Make sure her Renekton is able to live. Lives on about 1 HP. And he is allowed to get away with his life. Seraphine is able to walk away, though. So they are able to claim a bunch of gold back after that abysmal team fight up by the line rush in mid lane. And they are getting that soul point, too.
It was a 4-for-1 there. Only the Udyr dropping down. And it looks like they're going to be pushing in 2 towers at the same time. They might just get both of these.
Renekton tanking up a little bit, but he is able to walk away. No one there.
They are just going to get one of them. Looks like they're going to gather around this Rift Herald here. Not much really to take in the way of outer turrets. However, there is still quite a bit of standing gold out. The outer turret on the bot side is still standing, and they probably want to set that down or get that down before the next dragon fight, just to put even more control in the enemy jungle.
We are seeing these CS disparities paying huge dividends for the side of RAWR. They have a huge gold lead at the moment. 33, almost 34 over to 29. So about a 4k gold lead, and they are extending it by taking these towers, taking these objectives, and it's looking a little more difficult for the side of AoE. They need to find another Miracle Seraphine charm in order to win this game.
Yeah, this game is starting to become more and more difficult. Look how fast this guy moves, but just one single slow. Opting for the plated steel caps here for the Udyr here. Not really sure I agree with that. Yes, there is a lot of AD damage, and you're primarily facing it, but the Swifty boots are what you need to try and mitigate some of those slows there, which is what I would have preferred to see on the Udyr. Oh, man.
He's building Deadmans. I think Swifties were the way to go. But however, Galio is going to get engaged on. Slice and Dice able to close the gap, but he is able to taunt up and keep himself alive. Self-peel at its finest.
Yeah, he's only level 10, unfortunately.
Just over 50 CS deficit, too.
Yeah, he is really struggling in this game. He did get counterpicked here because of the first pick on the Galio. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Camille goes ahead and picks up this top tower here, trying to get some gold back in pockets. The gold is still close. It's only about a 4,000 gold. It's a lot closer than how these fights are. These fights are going relatively even until the Rumble Ultimate shows up. But
they might be looking to catch out Renekton here, taunted up. Justice Dash is not going to land. Hextech Ultimatum able to keep him locked down. He is able to heal up so much. I don't see any grievous wounds on him. He is going to be able to get that empowered Q onto 3. He is able to live for so long and is almost able to trade out for 2, but unfortunately is not going to take anyone down to the grave with him.
Yeah, it took a lot of their resources to go ahead and take him down there. And because they sent 4 people to the bot side, this mid-inner tower and possibly the inhibitor tower is going down because the Rift Herald just got dropped.
This could be an inhib here. Could be an inhib call. We do see Xe picked up by the Graves. Blue Shift picking up that Executioner's Calling to cut some of that healing. However, Seraphine might just be one shot before she's able to get the Encore off. However, flashed on by the Ashe, but taunted up from the Galio. Two-man over here. Heroic Entrance trying to peel the Ashe. Camille is able to shut down Kaisa off on the backside. Udyr is just able to run through that Graves. Graves may be strong, but Udyr is stronger. Slice of Dice able to catch up to Graves under the tower, and it's looking like a rough team fight down. And Senna picking up a triple kill. Support very strong.
Yeah, and they still have the Rift Herald here too.
They might be able to get one charge off. This might be the end. Spawn timers are relatively low, only 10 more seconds left. AOE is able to claim a kill on the Renekton with that Seraphine ulti, and they are going to walk away. However, that tower, that Nexus tower is sitting at 1 HP. And it is going to fall to minions.
Ooh, just barely. And with the inhibitor and one Nexus tower down, the health bars are a little bit low. They probably won't go for Baron here, but
they have sustain from
Mountain
Senna.
Soul is the...
Ooh, Soul
they
is coming
do,
up.
but yeah, they want to reset for this Soul. It is definitely more important to get that than the Baron. Trading a Baron for Soul is not good if you are the side of RAWR, because you want that Soul to be able to dive in easier, and next time you just won't have anybody die. The Baron, however, if they do just try to not fight this and trade for Baron, it might stall the game out just a little bit. But it looks like they want to put up Prio here. This is the first time in the game they actually get Prio into the Dragon Pit here. They get here first, so...
Seraphine, once again hit by the last Embrace, is going to take no damage. The Rumble is not able to land his Harpoon. We do see both teams posturing. Galio is looking to base to defend the base, and they are just going to give Soul in order to keep their base alive. They don't want to lose that second Nexus tower. They are just going to walk away and give over the Mountain Soul.
Hey, you got double supers in your base right now, so they're going to take this. They're probably going to go and take the Baron as well, and it should just be a simple push to the end of the game.
If RAWR does get that Baron, it's pretty much game. They have very little range to be able to deal with the supers and the empowered cannon that's going to be coming from the Baron that they are going to be able to claim. It's going to be incredibly difficult for AOE to fight past this buff. Baron taken down very quickly. They have a Kaisa, they have an Udyr, and down goes Baron over to RAWR.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not even in a base to spend all of that gold that they have. They're just going to walk down mid lane and probably just end the game here.
Udyr is running, he's looking for someone. He's looking, he's running fast. Chemtank is going to follow through. Although Seraphine is forced to flash, he is going to land another 3-man charm, but it's not going to mean anything. Her team does no damage to that Mountain Soul. Rumble going to flash through, is going to take down no one unexpectedly. And Heroic Entrance is going to take down the Udyr with the help of that. And oh no, no, no. Galio's stopwatch in a bad spot. He is able to walk away, but they might just end the game here. This is looking like it is GG. Well played over to the side of RAWR, and they take the lead of the series, leading 1-0 going into game 2.
That game started out really well for AOE, but then they just struggled to do much of anything with that minor lead. They didn't really go... The Graves didn't go down bot lane very much to try and push that lead that they got, getting the first blood onto the Ashe from the Kaisa. And the solo lanes just got absolutely decimated, and it was just a very unfortunate turn of events that cost AOE the game, because they did have the lead early on.
It was looking very interesting, especially after that start, like you said. They had the gold lead, but they weren't able to do anything with it, unfortunately. And CS differences from the solo laners were able to help mitigate a lot of that gold that was lost from the bot side of the map. And if we look at the score lines here, a lot of CS leads just everywhere from the side of RAWR, sitting at least 20 CS above every single lane opponent, even in the bot lane. But other than that, things were looking a little interesting. especially after that invade, but they were able to persevere. RAWR was able to take game 1, and we will head over to a quick break as we do.
Oh, look at those.
Oh.
Go ahead and show the damage charts really
Oh
quick.
yes, let's take a look at that before we do go off the break. That Rumble did 19,000 damage. The Renekton did 10k. So did Kaisa. Senna did 11,000 on her own. The bright spot for RAWR or for AOE was that Ashe doing about 15,000 damage, 14.8, but it was not enough to carry her team across the finish line with her gold lead.
And you could feel just how irrelevant the Kaisa was in that game. Not to say that they did badly or anything, but the fact that Senna did more damage was just because of the composition that the side of AOE had built. It was very hard for her to actually get in and do damage. Whereas these long range champions like the Rumble Ultimate and the Senna able to fire from long range, they did all of the legwork there. And obviously the Renekton able to heal did a lot of legwork on his own.
He was able to drain tank his way to victory, and that Rumble was able to burn everyone. And those shoes on the side of AOE were looking pretty burnt by the end of that game. So we are going to send it off to a quick break. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes as we do discuss our player of the game and get ready for game 2. See you guys in a second.
I was checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it, and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location.
All right. So things were moved a little quickly over the break, but our player of the game was Mr. Feliu on that rumble, and he was a terror for them to fight. He was able to place those ultimates down the corridors, and the draft has started up a little bit early, but we can get right into that real fast. Let's see what they have for us. So first things first, we see a Senna, Jin, and Swain picked up. The Senna pick once again going through for the side of AOE. They pick it up instead of letting RAWR have it.
Yeah, going ahead and changing up what they want to do here with the Senna pick. As a response, though, the RAWR immediately responded with the Jin Swain, which is, as we all know, Swain is a terror, has been a terror for a while. Excuse me. And depending on where that goes, I assume it's going to go down into the bot lane with the Jin. And Jinx has got a massive buff yesterday, and I'm really excited to see it because I love Jinx. She is my favorite AD carry in the game. So a Jinx in a lane, that is what AOE is going with, and I'm super excited already.
Definitely. I'm excited to see Jinx back up here. She has not been seen in quite a while, and it's good to see a return made. We do see another Galio picked up, and RAWR is the one to pick it up this time.
Yeah, it's almost like they swapped champions here, and because of that, the Galio, they even swapped their ban, immediately banning the Anivia because they picked up the Galio. That's very interesting.
We do see Shen used to match the Galio's pressure with his own ultimate, so both do provide shields, and it's very interesting to see that they are going to match it with another global instead of looking to punish it in lane.
And there's another champion that can match the Galio's pressure in other lanes is the Rise. Rise has been rising in popularity lately. Don't really see him picked all that often, but when he is, people remember that the Machine Gun Mage is not a champion that should easily be looked over.
He does
a lot of damage in the later stages of the game. The longer this game goes, Rise, it becomes a monster. Not going to see that this time around. They don't want to deal with it. So I expect a Twisted Fate as a response.
Definitely. I do think the Twisted Fate would be a great response here, especially since they do have a lot of ways to catch up that Jin if they do pick up that little lucky gold card, able to point and click stun almost anyone he wants. And followed up by Shen R. That's a scary thing to see.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do one of the old Wombo combos with the Shen Nocturne strategy.
Submarine. I'd love to see it. Nocturne did get buffed this patch, so it could be very interesting to see. They might have practiced it a little bit, and I would love to see a Nocturne just cleave his way through some jungle camps and get that level 6 and dive bomb onto that little Jin with no flash. Although it is a Hecarim picked up instead. And
Hecarim
works.
Will do the same thing with the Shen on top of him.
Zoomy, zoomy, zoom.
Like
they
I said,
say.
Udyr is kindergarten Hecarim. Hecarim does everything that Udyr wants to do, just better, in my opinion. And I believe Hecarim is more impactful with his abilities. Udyr, all Udyr wants to do is run at you and stun you and do as much damage as possible. Hecarim wants to run at you, do damage to you, and then fear you into his team.
I think the main difference is between the identities of the champion. Hecarim loves to do damage and disrupt. Udyr now has been classified towards the tank method with his builds, especially running that Deadman's, running that Chem Tank. He loves to go fast and he loves to take 0 damage.
Yeah, and like I did predict, the Twisted Fate picked up for AOE. Their composition last game looked good, but this composition looks even better. They have
Definitely.
so many ways to engage and disengage fights. They have a true global and a semi-global ultimate, and it is going to be very easy to set up dives with a Shen Twisted Fate, including the Hecarim as well.
Yes, I completely agree with that. Ooh, it's gonna be a fiesta. It's gonna be a bunch of members appearing on one guy, and it's gonna be real rough for the side of RAWR if they are caught out in those side lanes, especially with the Aatrox pick up here. And with those nerfs, I don't know how well he will fare into that Shen. If he is allowed
Shen
to get ahead, though.
Yeah, Shen is a very staple champion. He's kind of like the jack of all trades, the top laners. He's who you pick when you don't feel like anything else will work. He does a lot of damage. He's tanky, and he has hard CC in his composition. Oh, and by the way, he can block your auto attacks.
Have fun, Jin. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Jin is not going to have a very easy time against this team composition. He's not a very mobile champion, and you have champions that can literally just appear out of nowhere behind you. You have the Shen, you have the Twisted Fate, and then the Hecarim just running at you at Mach 20.
It's not a fun time at all, my friend. That Jin is going to have a rough time. Rough going of it this game. That's for sure.
There was a play I actually saw with a Shen. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. No, longer than that. It was about half a year ago. The Shen was ulting onto I believe it was Aphelios, because Aphelios was the meta back then.
200 at its finest.
And Jin was on his 4th auto, about to kill the Aphelios. Shen finished the ulti. He had burned through the shield. He finished the ulti, and the W came up right as the 4th shot connected with Aphelios and saved him, and they killed Jin.
Oh, you hate to see it, but that's just how Shen goes. Very good at that. Very good at baiting.
I do believe that Jin rage quit after that.
I would have too.
I remember that game.
That is not a fun experience to go through, especially when he is so low. Such a free kill, but what can you do? That's Shen's identity. His goal is to make sure ADCs do not have a fun time, and let's hope he does that job.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and take a look at RAWR's composition here, because this is not a composition to sneeze at either. They have a lot of hard engage with the Galio, Udyr, Aatrox, and the drain tank of Swain. As well as the, I guess a drain tank, not really a drain tank, but
tank.
I won't die because I'm healing too much. Aatrox, combined, both of those combined, just disrupting the backline. You need to have healing cut very early in this game for both the bot and top side of the map, because if you don't, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually kill these targets, which allows the Galio, the Udyr, and the Din to just have free agency on whoever they're not, whoever AOE is focusing down.
I think this game is about pressure here, and what we did see in chat is very true. They do not have that early game pressure to be able to push through a lot of these champions. The Twisted Fate may get some priority over Galio, but he's never going to be able to push him out of lane ever. And the Aatrox in the early game is just going to do so much damage, especially into the Shen. And I'm expecting an early Bramble Vest buy from the Shen, and if he doesn't buy that, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, and on the bot side, AOE is going to struggle immensely with the Jhin and the Swain here because I do believe Jinx's auto range is just about as far as Swain's never move. So if she's autoing and she doesn't get out of the way in time, she might just get caught up by that never move, which is an instant CC chain with the Jhin,
with that
and she
deadly
could just
flourish.
instantly die. Yeah.
And the Swain is going to be able to drain tank a lot of that damage. Other than the Jinx, they don't have a lot of DPS. So Swain is just going to be able to drain tank his way through so much damage if he builds his Zonias, especially since the bot side jungle comp is mostly attack damage. With the Jinx, Hecarim, and Senna, he's going to be able to first buy a Zonia's Hourglass, excuse me, and not have to worry at all.
Yeah, this was one of the issues with AoE's comp in the last time, something that we didn't touch on. They were primarily an AD composition, relying pretty much solely on the Galio and Seraphine for the AP damage. And with Galio going tank and Seraphine going sustain, yeah, they didn't have the AP damage, which allowed RAWR to just itemize completely against their AD threats. Yes, the Camille does true damage, but Ashe does not. And it just kind of fell apart for them. I do believe that is one of the big factors on why RAWR won that game. And we're seeing a similar problem here, but this time it's on the side of RAWR. If this Swain and Galio, if they're building a more of a tanky, more of the drain tank build for the Swain and more of the tanky build for the Galio, you're just stuck with the AD damage on the side of RAWR. And on AoE, the only AP damage you have is Twisted Fate. Yes, he does a lot, but he's not going to do very much to these tanks in the front line like the Udyr and the Aatrox.
Exactly. You need DPS magic damage to deal with an Aatrox, and you do not have it. That Twisted Fate is going to tickle the Aatrox, the AA. And Udyr, he's not going to care. His base MR is really high, and the fact that he can itemize into Force of Nature and Dead Man's Plate at the same time, whew. That is a fast bear running at you in Mach 10.
Oh. A bear, a turtle, tiger, phoenix. Whichever form he feels like running at you in.
Exactly. He's gonna run you down and you're gonna have to run away, but guess what? You can't. And he has a lot of appeal for himself too. He has a Galio who's able to just follow up. And if Feliu is able to outperform Cyclone on this Galio pick, it could help them out a lot because they are going to be able to fight these skirmishes a lot better with their comp. Their comp loves 3v3s, they love 2v2s, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for the side of AoE to deal with those because their team is meant for a 5v5 death ball.
Yeah.
So we are going to go to a quick break here. See you guys in just a second.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.
The night is young and I think this could go far.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Here we go with game number 2. Looking a little interesting. Oh, I do think the overlay is a little incorrect. Let me take some time to fix that.
Yeah, I do believe RAWR is on the
Yes,
other side this time
RAWR
around.
is on the other side. I will grab that just a second.
I'm not going to see any early game shenanigans this time around.
Nothing
even though
crazy
it worked
this
out for
time.
AOE, yeah, even though it did work out for AOE last time, it clearly didn't give them the victory, so they don't want to do it again.
And chat is saying that they need the Shen to get ahead of the Aatrox, otherwise he won't have the pressure to use his ultimate without getting cancelled. And I do agree, that is very true. Shen is very susceptible to getting cancelled, especially since Aatrox has 3 knockups in his kit. 4 if you count his W. So there's ways to cancel it, and it can happen.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have opposite side starts for the junglers here. We have the Hecarim. Looks like Hecarim is starting at his Raptor, so he is going to be doing it solo. The Udyr and the Aatrox are going to be dueling this red buff here. So that means that the Aatrox is...
Trade coming in from the bot side here. Senna taking a lot of damage, but so is Jinx at the same time. And overall, a win for the side of RAWR. Playing this bot lane trade out very well.
Yeah, and now they're not exactly sure. They can assume that it was on the Raptors where he started, but they're not going to be very sure where he started because the Shen showed in lane as well.
So they do have no information on where he is. Good trades going on in the mid lane and in the top lane. And that Shen Q doing a lot of damage to the Aatrox. Looking for the passive proc, is able to get it. Nothing much happening here other than a couple trades. Things are looking very interesting though. Both laners playing it out really well. However, Conqueror proc for Aatrox is just going to trade a couple autos and walk away. Ooh, Deadly Flourish is missed by Wish. That could have been a kill, especially with the exhaust. Oh, taunted up is an Aatrox. He's taking a lot of damage here. Does not have Conqueror, is not able to sustain all that much, and is able to walk away.
Trade ends up going in the favor of the Aatrox just because Shen decided to take that fight in the middle of a pretty big minion wave.
That's very true. Big wave leads to big damage, and he's taking even more from that second Q.
Surprisingly, the Galio is doing pretty well into this matchup. Actually, up a little
the taunt
bit.
missed up by the Shen, but here comes the Hecarim running at him very fast with the Ghost, able to flash out, looking to trade the kill. However, the Aatrox is not going to be able to win against the Hecarim. That is a counter pick, and down he goes. Ooh, here comes another trade out from the bot lane. Heal burn from the Jinx. Able to walk away. The traps are going to root up Swain. He's exhausted, and he's taking so much damage. No force shot from Jhin is able to kill anyone, and both teams are just going to be able to walk away from the bot side with a couple summoners burned. Things are looking very spicy.
Yeah, the exhaust burned from the Swain for 3 summoners in response.
Very
the flash,
worthwhile.
the heal, and the flash from the Senna there is going to feel very good for this bot lane.
Oh, here comes another gank up in the mid lane, trying to taunt up and run away. He still has flash, but I think he is actually going to burn it. He is running to his jungler. Here comes Udyr. Here comes the bear. They are going to back away, let the Galio live with just his life. However, Jinx and Senna are walking up towards him, and Udyr is dueling. Big pincer. Senna is taken down to 1 HP, but Udyr is forced to flash. Galio is still alive, however, is going to jump into the middle of 3. Who is going to claim this kill? It's going to be Jinx. However, they are able to claim a kill on the Twisted Fate in response, and Jhin is able to land a lovely Deadly Flourish onto Senna and take her down. Oh, flash from the Swain is able to land the Nevermore onto the Jinx. Here comes the Eye of Sauron. Down he goes. Oh no, he's not able to land the Force Shot. Jhin is able to get out. Jinx is able to get out, and the Jhin is going to pay with his life for his sins. Down he goes. Hecarim starting off very well at 2-0. However, Lee Trunk here is looking to steal that red buff. Things are crazy out here. TP coming in from Twisted Fate over. Smite is landed by Blue Shift, and Nevermore is landed onto Blue Shift, but he is still able to walk it out and live.
This is such a crazy early game. Like, during all of that, you did see that the Aatrox had started moving down into the blue side jungle, maybe trying to start heading down there as well. Deciding against it once the battle seemed to be over, but then it just kept going.
Kept going and going and going.
Looks like our video is, or the sound is off for the stream compared to our voices apparently.
That's interesting. I don't know if we can fix that.
I've never even heard of that issue
I've never
happening
heard of
before.
this either. This is very interesting.
You know a fix, please let us know.
Definitely. We'll try and get that done as soon as possible. We could possibly restart the stream, see if that will fix things. We might just have to do that if it continues to persist. But Dragon is going to be picked up for the side of AOE. They aren't able to contest it.
Yeah, the Udyr is down here, but with that snare, it pretty much makes it over. You saw the Shen trying to get out of the way just in case he needed to ult, but the Aatrox is just chasing him across the entire river there.
Definitely what you're supposed to do. Make sure he can't ultimate. If Shen can't ulti, he is down a spell.
Yeah, and this game is going very, very different from the last time. Just in the CS, you can see a dramatic change. The Hecarim is very slightly ahead of the Udyr. It is dead even in the top lane.
Aatrox is getting hard traded on. He is going to be able to walk it out with the Infernal Chains. However, Hecarim's up here once again. Here comes the Twisted Fate. Here comes the Destiny. He's stunned up, knocked up, and he is able to try and heal, but is unfortunately unable to in the end.
Yeah, and Twisted Fate ends up picking up that kill there.
Deadly Flourish landed on Jinx. She is going to live with the Senna, able to keep her out of sight, out of mind.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the issues with dealing with the Swain here. They need to be very careful. The Galio looks like he was going to start roaming down, but getting spotted on that ward there. He's probably going to have to... No, he's still walking down there, probably clearing all of this excess vision in the bot side.
Hecarim is on the top side, so they are safe to push up that wave into the tower. I will go see if we can figure out if this problem is still persisting. Just gonna mute the desktop for a second.
Somebody had a suggestion.
Oh.
Make sure the spectators are all as far live as possible. Sometimes micro stutters will put one spectator behind.
I'm at 802, 803, 804.
Yeah, I'm there too.
So we are in sync.
Huh.
I'm gonna go check the stream real quick.
The desyncing on our side, we need to fix that.
So
there's not much going on here, so
it doesn't seem like it's that far off. It might be Twitch not being able to sync up the audio very well, but I don't know if we can fix that. We are in sync with each other, however. So if that was the issue, it's not right now. They are pinging on the Udyr. I do see him on the chicken camp.
yeah, he could get collapse on here, but no, he's just going to be able to get out of there, taking the chickens away and starting to pull ahead in the CS, but the Hecarim has a 2-0 lead on him, up about 7,500 gold here.
We see a Bandle Glass coming out from the Twisted Fate. I believe he's going for the Shirelia's Reverie. However, another trade coming in from the Shen, able to land the taunt and not traded back on from the Aatrox. And this bot lane is just pushing them in constantly. Look at the CS deficit from the side of AOE.
Yeah, this is such an oppressive lane. It is very hard for Jinx and Cinda to actually get a lead in this. I had the unfortunate experience to deal with the similar lane earlier. I had to deal with the Swain Zyra as Senna.
Oh no, that is not a fun one, not at all.
So I feel this bot lane's pain. It's not a very fun lane.
We do see it. Them walking up here from the bot side. The taunt is landed. Deadly Flourish is landed as well, and that Twisted Fate is taking so much damage, but is able to walk away with his life. Nothing forced to burn. But the Aatrox is not having a fun time up in no man's land in the top lane. The island, not so much. More like an island for 3 with that Hecarim. But Hecarim, for once, is down in the bot side. Gonna use that Rift Herald to maybe claim first tower, because that bot lane did roam away. And it is going to fall. However, that Nevermore is landed onto Senna. She is going to be chunked to half HP. And down goes the Destiny. Where is Twisted Fate going to appear? Right onto the Swain, and down he goes. And Galio is caught up just as well. He fails the flash over the wall. Does have the Nimbus Cloak, but is going to get decimated by the Hecarim.
Yeah, and now Aatrox is heavily out of position here.
Uh-oh. He's in the middle of 4. He is able to land a third Q, is able to heal quite a bit, is going to flash. Taunt flash failed by the Shen, and he is going to be able to run away with his life.
Yeah, and that's going to give them prio over the Dragon here. This game is starting to shape up and look exactly like the game from last time, except AOE is the one in charge entirely.
They're in the driver's seat. It's up to them now.
Yeah. And that deficit that the bot side had just got completely eliminated.
Here comes a fight in the mid lane. Umbral Trains is not going to be able to pull away. However, Jinx is flashed on, is pulled up by the Nevermore. And here comes the heroic entrance, but it's not going to mean much. It is an ulti burn, but Senna was forced to flash, and so is Jinx. 3 summoners for the price of a Galio R. I'd say pretty worthwhile.
Yeah, and that gives them, I believe, yeah, this is going to give them prio over the Dragon here. They don't have, the only thing up is the Jinx rocket. But I don't think they're going to contest for this. They're just going to let it go by.
And Shen is freezing the wave.
The Dragon score.
Up in top side. Able to, oh, no. Freeze might be broken here. He is looking to push it in under tower. We do see 3 members of RAWR heading up to the mid lane.
Yeah, they really want to defend this tower here.
Galio looking for the E-taunt in. Hecarim is going to be pulled in from the Swain, is rooted up, is stunned up, but is able to walk away with that movement speed. And down goes Galio. However, Swain is in the middle of everything with the demonic seal, but he's falling. Down he goes, and the gold card is coming up, is going to land onto Udyr, but he doesn't die. He's super tanky. TP coming in from Shen. And Rocket is going to land on 2, forcing the TP out of Shen, but for the cost of 2. A little interesting there. They are going to also claim this mid tower, or at least a couple plates. And a good play ended poorly. But that Jinx is getting dove over here. Is going to land the second Q, is going to land the third Q. Down he goes. The World Ender has ended Jinx's world, forcing the Destiny out from Twisted Fate. Gold card in hand is not able to catch up. Aatrox is probably looking to execute, but he is going to run straight into the hands of Hecarim if he's not careful. They're looking to push him. He's going to get away. He's running as fast as his legs will carry him. He's going to get out, and away he goes. The World Ender ended Jinx's world and was able to save his own.
Yeah, knowing that she burned the flash there in that previous fight, just diving the tower with 0 minions in sight, and Jinx just wasn't able to do much of anything, despite having the Kraken Slayer finish there compared to just a Phage.
And pickaxe, nothing, barely anything in the pockets. He's sitting on components. What a garage sale. Still able to kill the Jinx there.
Yeah, this is something that that my AD carry on my Premade team complains about a lot. The experience that the solo lanes get compared to the bot lane is completely and entirely unbalanced. The fact that this 1 and 2 Aatrox is 2 levels higher than him makes him very angry.
He was 0-2, and he just solo killed Riley. That's very unfortunate. But the Shirelia's Reverie is picked up by Twisted Fate. He's looking to zoom.
Yeah, I actually don't have much info on this build. It's only started popping up recently. I haven't seen it much. Jinx is getting this turret virtually for free. Nobody's even near the top side of the
Fate
map.
Is going to be hit by the Deadly Flourish, is going to be taunted up full channel, but the Senna R is going to come through. R from Shen is going to keep him alive. Very unfortunate. The Galio does fall, and it's probably going to also mean the fall of the top tier 1.
Yeah, and if they're not careful, the tier 2 as well. The Hecarim is going for the Rift Herald here. We're looking at about, almost a 6,000, or not almost a, getting close to a 6,000 gold. We were at 5,000 right now, which is a lot bigger than the gold lead from the last game that RAWR had over AOE.
AOE is
AOE
looking.
is-
AOE is looking. Deadly flourish landed once again. These flourishes are very deadly, but unfortunately, oh, here comes the Udyr. Is able to blue smite, but is probably going to get cut out. He's fleeing. He's fleeing from the Hecarim. The unstoppable onslaught is going to lead to the Udyr's slaughter. They are looking to dive that, but here comes Swain. Misses the Nevermore. Is stunned up by the Twisted Fate gold card. Galio able to land a 2-man. Hecarim is dead. Shen is going to taunt away, but he is slowed up, is going to be pulled by the Nevermore. Actually, no, he is not. He's just going to get one-shot by the Jhin. However, Aatrox up on the top side is looking to 1v2. Is not able to land the third Q. Is not going to get any healing. Is going to be forced to run away. Jinx Rocket, he flashes forward and is going to get hit. Never flash in a straight line. That's never going to work. And down he goes. He pays for that with his life.
Did he just flash a straight line from a Jinx rocket?
Yes, he did. And down he goes.
Oh boy, and that means the tier 2 tower is now going to go into the pocket of this Jinx, who is going to be very, very strong here. The Jhin is 4-1 and has about a 30, almost 40 CS lead, but the fact that there's only a 500 gold separating these two champions in experience is extremely... It's not good for the Jhin because Jinx is going to have so much more agency over these fights where Jhin only gets those 4 shots. Jinx can free fire from the back line as long as she wants. And as long as nobody gets to her, she just wins every one of those engagements.
Teleport coming through from the mid lane. Galio is going to appear, but they are looking to make sure they keep their mid tier 1.
The teleport being used to try and gain prio over the dragon here. Rift Herald is being summoned.
Ooh, here comes the Udyr. He's looking, but they are able to walk away. Jhin is going to get almost one shot. Is able to run away with that cleanse. Here comes... Oh no, he falls to the Senna R. He dies to the snipe. Sniper v sniper, only one can win, and it's going to be Senna today.
Yeah, and that was a 4v5. The Shen not even using his ultimate to get into that fight.
Oh no, Swain caught up by the last embrace. Unstoppable onslaught onto 3. 3 are fleeing. Shen R is going to follow through right now. Aatrox is going to heal so much, but is CC'd up and is dead. He falls. His world has finally been ended. Little revenge for the Jinx. She's very happy about that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, and now this Jinx is now about to be stronger than this Jhin here. But heading down for this tier 2 turret on the bot side of the map. And I do believe, if we look towards the mid lane, no, the Rift Herald did not get a charge off on the inner turret there. So Jinx and Shen are just going to push this in while they go ahead and pick up the Mountain Drake for themselves.
Seems as though blue side is going to be the side that wins once again, considering this gold lead that they have accrued for themselves. The Jhin may be strong, but the Jinx is almost as strong, and every other lane is unfortunately in a bad position. They are losing out in both solo lanes as well as the jungle.
Yeah, unlike this game or the previous game where it was the solo lanes that carried the game for the bot side who was struggling, this time around it was the bot side of the map that, for RAWR, that was destroying the bot side of the map for AOE, but their solo lanes, they just couldn't get the agency they needed to actually win any of their engagements, and the Hecarim was really good ganking those lanes and making the solo lanes just get that further ahead. They knew exactly what to do to make sure this their win con was in reach, and they've been playing to it this entire time. Getting close to about a 7,000 gold lead here now.
We see the Death Stance picked up by the Hecarim, a very good buy since the Galio is so far behind. He does 0 damage, and you know who does damage on the enemy team? Jhin. And Hecarim has a Death Stance, which means he just gets to run through and have some fun. That Jhin is going to do nothing to that Hecarim with the Death Stance.
Yeah.
Oh, caught up by the last embrace is the Udyr, but they are just going to disengage.
Yeah, they need to get out of there. That's 5 people to their 2. Not what you want to do. Nobody is matching this Shin here. We finally have the Galio heading down there.
Both Sennas from last game and this game are able to land their Ws like crazy. That last embrace is embracing a lot. Galio is taunted up though under tower. The taunt is not going to land. The return taunt is not going to land, and Shen is able to walk away.
Yeah, I do think if this goes to a game 3, which it's starting to become apparent that that's what's going to happen because of how far ahead AOE is. I do think that these teams need to stop putting so much priority on this Galio. It's not work. It
It's
hasn't
not
worked out for
working
either
out.
team.
It's looking like a Senna diff every game.
Yeah, it looks like this prio on the Senna is what's going to be important. So if this does go to a game 3 and RAWR is on the blue side, I do expect
Oh, Nevermore
either
landed
a
onto
ban-
Senna. Last Embrace is landed in return, but Udyr is there. That Shen shield is gigantic. He's going to be able to run away. The Senna is able to keep herself alive with the Dawn. And Udyr might just die. Oh, ooh, that last rocket is able to clip him. And Aatrox is going to World Ender away. Although the gold card is landed from this. Oh, and exhausted. Down he goes. He flashes to his doom. Down he goes. He flashed a Jinx Auto. That's never going to work. And he is forced to fall. And we see pings going onto the Baron. With the jungler support and top laner dead, they have no chance of getting that Baron. And it's looking like a death sentence for the side of RAWR here. This Baron could be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, just not letting that first game tilt them and just coming back in this game and doing the exact same thing back to RAWR. And with this Baron here, they should be able to push in on these inner towers and get to the inhibitor towers, and they could just end the game here, here in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Things are looking rough, things are looking dire, but there's always a chance. It's never 100% done. So they are going to keep fighting. RAWR is going to keep fighting, but it's an uphill battle for sure. And considering the gold gap between every member, it's looking almost 100%. But it's not. They have a chance, and we'll give them that hope that they need.
Their saving grace is the Jhin is still even in gold with this Jinx, who is the strongest member on their team, besides the Hecarim here. Hecarim has...
We see a DC coming out from Cyclone, and pause. He has reconnected, and the game will be resumed once again.
A very quick pause there. Nothing
crazy.
Nothing too serious. I do believe there was quite a few pauses yesterday.
Oh, yes, sir. You know it.
Where RAWR was involved, so what's a pause without RAWR being a part of it, right?
Welcome to Legends Esports, everyone. Everyone here loves pauses. That
Like
Baron buff is doing work. They're trying to push in that mid lane. They're trying to push in that bot lane. Oh, the World Ender is going to come out from the Aatrox. Is going to probably solo kill Cyclone. He has so much move speed, though. That Shen shield is going to come through. Aatrox is going to have to run away. The taunt is going to land, and he is just going to take 0 damage. Shen has so much gold card. Oh, the Twisted Fate ran into the Q2 from Aatrox. The Darkened Blade is going to sweep true, and down goes Twisted Fate. However, the Collector is going to collect the bounty from Jinx. Jhin is popping off in this team fight. He's going to look for an auto onto Senna. Deadly Flourish is going to land, is going to be able to claim that kill. He is going to start with the Curtain Call, is opening up, but unfortunately, Shen just takes 0 damage. That's very fun.
Oh, man.
But they are going to converge on the Drake.
Yeah, having to use the Shen ultimate onto this just Fate to save his life there is what really just cost that push. You see the Shen is solo pushing here.
Ooh, the Hecarim is looking for a steal. Is not able to land it. The force shot from Jhin gonna claim it. Forced to use the blue smite to run away. But they are looking to base to make sure Shen cannot take that tier 3.
Yeah, he does still have the Baron and Power Minions. Has to walk away there. And look, he's just going to the top side of the map. And probably
He's looking for a red buff.
I don't think he's going to get it.
Uh-oh. Here they come, but here comes a Twisted Fate. Here comes the deer. Here comes the Udyr. Is just going to let the Shen walk away with his life. But they are going to be able to claim that red buff, though. So, all in all, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, and just as we thought RAWR was in dire straits here, they do manage to pull it back from the brink, and they still have a real chance in this game.
That Aatrox was able to pull off a great outplay, was able to trade it out instead of it being a 0-for-1, able to take down the Twisted Fate, stop him from using that Destiny. That Q2, Twisted Fate walked up for a flash shadow, he got Q2'd. Can't do that to an Aatrox, especially with no healing reduction from either the Shen or the Twisted Fate.
Oh, why is there no healing reduction?
And we see it on Jinx, and that's it. And and Hecarim.
Aren't these plat players? Shouldn't they know better?
You should not let an Aatrox get away, but I think Shen can because Aatrox's his damage comes from, or his healing comes from his damage. That's what I meant to say. So since the Shen has so much armor, Aatrox cannot heal. But unlike a Twisted Fate who has no armor, he's gonna heal so much from that alone.
Ooh, that almost locked
That
him up
last
there.
embrace could have been a death sentence right there. Cyclone, hovering that gold card, is able to walk away though. Nevermore not gonna land.
Would have been a an interesting.
Ooh, Udyr caught up by the snap traps, but is able to run away.
Man, not taking all that much damage. He has the Turbo Chem tank. He has almost all the components needed for the Dead Man's Plate.
Here comes the two ADCs taking down this tower. Udyr's running fast, but he doesn't run fast enough to dodge that last embrace. Is able to run away.
They're just gonna make it known that they don't want to fight. Just kind of stand in the back. This is a 1-2-2, which is interesting. I've actually never seen this
Very interesting split of
type of
teammates.
split before.
They're able to claim that bot turret though. Jinx is going to get her reset, is going to get excited, but they're only able to clear the wave with that. That Aatrox is posturing up against the Shen, looking to cast the wave. However, the movement speed is able to keep the Jinx locked in place. She is going to get heroic entrance on. Shen is going to join the fight, but he joins a little too late. He's going to get knocked up. He's going to get knocked up and is going to get killed. Down goes the Collector. Jhin is collecting more bounties on his feet. Ooh, the Hecarim is going to dodge away, is going to live. Curtain Call coming through. 1 HP. Swain is able to claim that. Down he goes. Nevermore is that Hecarim. Down he goes.
Oh, they're this 1-2-2. That 1-2-2 split probably wasn't the play there.
Didn't work.
And now they're just getting.
They're
catching
getting
up.
that standing gold that they've been lacking. First tower, not bad. As they say, we take those. Especially since they were able to claim a lot of bounties there too. That Jinx finally fell. And that Jhin is sitting pretty with almost 3 items. Looking for that Infinity Edge coming in at number 3.
Yeah, this Jhin is starting to get really, really strong. And he's starting to become a danger. Even though the Shen is not going to take any damage from him, your main damage carries, your Jhin and your Twisted Fate, do not like being hit by force shots very much.
The Black Cleaver coming through from the Aatrox, that's definitely going to help out Jhin. Because that shredded armor applies for Jhin as well, so let's hope he is finally going to be able to take down that Shen. We do see Bramble picked up by the Shen, a good purchase, able to deal with that Aatrox finally. Help that Twisted Fate out. If he had that earlier, Aatrox would have not been able to trade that kill.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for... There's the Executioner is calling for the Jinx there, so that's going to be a big help as well. But still nothing for the Twisted Fate there. He realizes he's probably not going to be dealing with a lot of healing in his side lane. Unless the Aatrox answers, which he doesn't.
Lands on Galio. He is not going to be able to follow up with the taunt, unfortunately. We do see blue side just burning down that dragon. They do see it. They are going to look to contest, but that Jinx just goes too fast. She autos way too fast, and they're just not able to walk up in time. Although that Deadly Flourish does do a lot of damage, especially with that Infinity Edge sitting pretty in that Jin's inventory. As well as a Last Whisper to help punch through some of that Shen's armor.
Yeah, and on the side of the Jinx, she has now finished her own Infinity Edge, and she has the Executioner's Calling to deal with the healing. So both these champions are very evenly matched as far as what they're trying to do. I do believe the Jinx fires a little bit faster than Jhin, though. So. And she does have the Runon's Hurricane as well, so she's going to be able to spread that damage out. And because of the buffs, the attack speed on her... oh, no.
Oh, no. Senna, what are you doing? You got caught out. She got collected. Down she goes. Oh, Gale Force Flash coming out from Jin. He's going to open up the curtains. Jinx is looking to get away here. We do see a duel coming up from the top side, however. Jinx is getting away, but Aatrox is doing just as much damage as he can. He's healing. He's drain tanking his way. He's finally doing his job. The Shen, however, is doing just as much damage, but down he goes. He fails the flash over the wall, and down he goes. Rapid Fire Cannon is going to land the stun onto the Udyr, but he is so fast, but they might look to take the Baron here. They have 3 members looking with the Jhin, with the Swain. They are going to take this. We do see a TP coming out from the Galio to make sure that the Hecarim's not going to be able to walk in. They are trying to dissuade AOE from taking this objective.
Yeah, and look what they're trying to do on the side of AOE. They're trying to push these waves. Ooh.
Here it comes. Here comes the Hecarim. He's looking for the steal from the backside. He has the R. He's going to look to that Jhin is able to collect the Baron, and a Heroic Entrance is going to knock up 2. Is going to take out the Hecarim. Is going to take out the Twisted Fate. Never mind. That's a Jinx falling first, and 1200 crit auto from that Jhin is going to take down the Twisted Fate. His destiny has been seen, and it was his death that followed.
And the gold swing is enormous. That is the second Baron for this team, and the gold, they were down almost 10,000 gold at one point. They're only down only 3.5, a little bit less than that now.
Definitely. It's getting close. This is not the position you want to be in as AoE. That Jhin is doing so much damage. A single auto did 1200 to a Twisted Fate. Ooh, that is a scary thought.
Yeah, they need to just get on top of this Jhin here as quickly as possible. And it's not even the smites that are deciding these neutral objectives. It's the Jhin 4th shot.
You can't outsmite a 4th shot if the Jhin is sitting on 4 items, my friend. That is so much damage coming out, so much execution coming out. Jhin doesn't even need an Executioner's Calling with that much execution damage.
On the side of AoE, they are trying to keep
Destiny following, looking to catch the Jhin out. Hecarim is running super fast, but is rooted up by the Everfrost. Udyr flashing in to protect his carry. Jhin is going to be able to run away. He is going to be 1v1 by the Hecarim on the backside. However, Aatrox is coming. Aatrox is trying to end some worlds, but his world is the one that is ended, and Hecarim goes down on the backside, collected by the Jhin. That item is just doing so much work.
Yeah, it ends up being a 2-for-1 for the side of AoE. And the Jhin does have to burn a lot. He is not going to have his flash for another, what is that, minute and a half here. He did manage to hold on to the cleanse, not having to use that there.
Although they might lose their mid inhibitor.
Yeah,
they are looking for another fight.
I think, here.
Gold card, hovering. Shen is never moored. Here comes the Deadly Flourish, landing on the Twisted Fate. He is sitting at a quarter HP, but that Senna healing is so much. Here comes the curtains. They are open, and that Shen is going to take so much damage. That 4th shot is going to miss, and unfortunately, he is not going to fall. But they are forced to back off. They do save that inhibitor for the price of the curtains opening up.
Yeah, and we have the soul for AoE here, the Mountain Soul, which is going to help a lot against this Jhin.
The Aatrox has TP, and so does the Shen, so they're going to be looking. They're going to look for angles, they're going to look for wards.
They're just barely getting out of that, getting out of that,
coming through from Twisted Fate. They are looking to pressure RAWR away from the Dragon Pits, and they are doing so very well. Last Embrace is missed, nothing going to be gained from that. We do see everyone piling up.
They're trying to grab this Jhin.
Hecarim is looking for it with the Ghost, is going to use the unstoppable onslaught. Jhin is looking very low, but oh my god, he's collected. Down goes Hecarim on the backside of the fight. Feliu is just able to stay alive for so long. Nice taunt landed by the Shen, but it doesn't mean that much when the Jhin is able to collect you. His entire team is falling, but so is RAWR. Both sides are falling. Swain sitting on the backside is able to land an Everfrost onto Riley. Riley is so low. Collected. Down goes Twisted Fate. The Destiny does not mean anything. Oh my god, that damage. Another 4th shot coming through. Deadly Flourish is going to miss. Riley is looking to run away. He has no chance. Here come the curtains. Here comes the shot. Down it goes. Triple kill for the Jhin.
And he's going to take this dragon on his own. Look at how much damage he's doing to this dragon.
He's doing so much damage. Oh my god, it's unheard of. Down it goes. And that is soul point for both teams. Wish is putting the team on his back here in game number 2. He is doing so much.
He is 18-2.
He is putting in so much work for his team. If they lose this, MVP goes to Jin. I don't care. He deserves it. He's playing out of his mind. His positioning is phenomenal. He's using his cleanse. He isn't just sitting on it. He has his flash up because he did not have flash up last fight, and he was able to survive the unstoppable onslaught from the Hecarim. Oh my word. This is a banger of a game. Oh.
Oh,
Wish
boy.
MVP
This is
agreed.
a crazy game. Oh man, they have to kill the Jin. If AOE wants to win this game, they have
to kill him.
That is the only way.
They have no chance if they don't kill him. He's doing so much damage. He 1v3'd.
He only has 4 shots, but 4 shots is all he needs to kill every member of this team.
He is landing every curtain call that matters. He is doing work. What can you say? Hey, what can you say except you're welcome? You should thank your Jin. RAWR, he is pulling you across this finish line. He is doing so much work. He is doing so much damage.
Oh, those are some 1500 crits there.
And those aren't even his 4 shots.
No. His 4th shot actually did less damage than his first shot. Oh man. The problem is this Hecarim is getting to the back line, but he's the only
alone.
one getting there. Because the Aatrox and the Galio and the Udyr are just disrupting them so much that the only person that can get back there is the Hecarim, which means Udyr just peels for him. And Twisted Fate can't get back there.
Because he's getting one shot.
Yeah, the Shin has to peel for the Jinx from the Aatrox, or the Jinx just dies.
Was that just a
just
deadly flourish?
flourish.
Was that just a deadly flourish? That was half of Senna's HP. They are some pings coming out for the Baron. RAWR is looking to start it up. However, Aatrox will not be there unless he is going to TP. They are starting it up. They are burning it down incredibly fast. Or not incredibly fast, but pretty quickly. We do see some pings coming out from blue side. They are looking for a back door from the Twisted Fate. He is looking to take down that inhibitor. However, they are looking to engage on the backside. Fright Knight is down. Down goes Riley. Riley is just going to get collected once again. Aatrox is looking to stop them from getting this inhibitor. However, the Shen is just way too tanky. So they are going to lose the inhib for the price of 2. But is it worth your Jinx dying for an inhibitor? That's the question that they have to ask themselves. But they are looking to catch them out. They're getting collapsed on. Here they come. They are looking Nevermore, or landed on 2. Aatrox is going to land a massive Q1. Jin is looking good cleanse. Is able to run away. Is able to flash over the wall. Is able to live. Curtain call is coming out. He is going to land some shots. 4th shot is going to miss. 4th shot is going to miss. Down goes the Shen. He gets collected once again. Udyr is so tanky. He's just running at the Hecarim. Sterax is procced. He might be able to get away with that blue smite. He does. But this might be a game-ending push here. So many members are dead. The Jinx is alive, but no Shen, no Twisted Fate, no hard CC. They have nothing.
The World Ender is up again.
The World Ender is up again. Unbelievable. So much ability haste on that Aatrox. They are looking to end the game here, but they have no minions. Hecarim is going to use that unstoppable onslaught to slay that minion. Riley is going to get taunted up here. Here comes the Aatrox. That world is ended. Down goes Riley. Hecarim is going to fall on the backside of that fight as well, and this could just be game right here.
And it's just Senna versus the world.
Senna versus the world. Oh, that not even 4 shot did so much damage to Senna. Oh my god. He's looking for the kill, and they are going to end the game. GG's to RAWR. Take home the series 2-0.
What just happened?
They take it home. What can I say? They did it.
Oh my lord.
Amazing work from the side of RAWR. They were able to bring it back from a gigantic goal deficit. Jin did 40,000 damage on his own. He put the team on his back. He did the job. He did the carry. Double lift? No. No. This is Wish. We wish for an AD carry like him in the LRS, and he was able to do it. We wished And we received. We asked, we received. We received Wish, and he did his job. Ending the game 21-2. What a game.
He got close. Ravens man, if you're watching, he was 7 kills away from beating your record, or from tying your record, actually.
Ooh, that's very close. This game
That's
was
the closest anybody's ever gotten in recent memory. But
This game was
wow,
something.
that game.
This game was something.
I had RAWR dead to rights at the 24-minute mark. That game just looked over. They were down 14 kills, and then Jin just said, "Hold my beer," and took over.
Here I come. I am the artist. I will show you true art in victory. That's what he did. And
Yep.
he
did it
gave
in
them a
40
painting.
minutes,
He
too.
painted the ground red. He used the enemy's fallen blood to paint the ground with a nice W sitting for his team by the enemy nexus. He was there. He carried. He did his job. He did his work. He did his homework. And last game, he might not have been the most impactful member, but for sure, game 2, he was.
Chat was saying that it has to do with this Aatrox Shen matchup. And for the early game, you were right. It was the Aatrox Shen matchup, and the Shen just having complete presence over the map over this Aatrox, who was kind of soft ending, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did get ganked quite a few times.
He did.
He did not have the vision he needed, but it doesn't matter. He was able to carry through in the end, protect that Jin, make sure that Jin was able to do his job by disrupting the backline. That's what Aatrox is meant to do. Disrupt, and he did disrupt. And Shen had to peel, but what can you do when you're peeling 2 drain tanks and a real tank at the same time?
And a champion that doesn't care that you have that much armor.
You built a lot of armor, but that Swain did some damage too. Swain doing the 3rd most on his team. It was nothing to scoff at. But overall, well played from the side of RAWR as we send it off to a quick break before we do have some final comments about the game. So take care, everyone. We will be back shortly.
Times like these are here to show. You can do things for me and more. I got your back, just take things slow. I'll bring everyone to show that I want your heart and more in my own life. I'll tell everyone there's no stopping us. Can I have you for the rest of my life? Open the door so you would know that times like these are here to show. You can do things for me and more. I got your back, just take things slow. Wanna take mine and get close. Understand I know how things fall. Please just take my word and think I know. We stay up all night, bright nose.
All right, everyone. Welcome back as we do have our closing game statements. So, who did we vote for? I think it's pretty obvious. It was Wish. Clearly, he was the carry, and he deserved that victory for sure. 21, 2, and 3. What can you say? He is the definition of an attack damage carry, and he did it. He did his job. He was the one that kept them in the running the entire game. Without him, this game was completely different. It was dead to rights. Both solo laners losing, the jungle losing out as well, but it was Wish. It was Wish who was able to carry through and bring it home. Now, anything you have to say about this game, Dream?
That was a roller coaster. Not gonna lie, that game was over in my eyes
It
at
was
25 minutes. There, I didn't see any way, and then they threw the fight when they had Baron, and then they just couldn't recover after that. It was.
They couldn't
I feel
do it.
so bad. Like they had it. They were absolutely dominating that game. I was sure it was going to go to a game 3. I was even talking about they need to get rid of the Galio, and then the Galio peeled so much for the Jhin that they could never get to the Jhin.
Yeah.
So
And then after that, he was just able to heroic entrance his way in to 3 and keep his other teammates alive. I mean, he did it. Every piece made sense when the late game came. The Aatrox was able to drain tank his way. The Swain was able to root up, was able to drain tank just as well. And the Udyr was able to run out that Jinx and make her life a living hell. And there's nothing more to say. They played the game incredibly well, come mid-game, come late game. After that Baron throw from the side of AOE, they couldn't do it. They couldn't come back. AOE just was not able to bring it home. And off the good plays from Wish, able to self-peel himself, able to keep himself alive with great positioning, able to buy time for the rest of his team to scale. He did his job.
yeah, and just that one game there, just that, I believe that does put them up to 4-1, right? In their total standing,
or no, 3-1, 3-1.
3-1. Okay, yeah. This team is they're
looking
very
strong.
terrifying. They're looking very, very strong, and
They were behind the entire game. We had them dead to rights. We were saying they had to hope for victory, but they did not have to hope. They just had to wish, because they had him. They had the wish, and Maybe this is wish number 1, maybe number 2, maybe number 3, who knows? But this wish was the one that brought it home.
Yeah, just don't give this guy Jin again.
Don't give him Jin. Don't give him Jin. We were about to
Or
say it
do.
was a
See what
Senna diff. True. We were saying Senna diff throughout the entire game, thinking, oh, the team that picks Senna is going to win. But no, we were wrong. Support Senna just didn't do its job. It was getting one shot. That Jin was able to obliterate her health bar with a deadly flourish. His W, one of his lowest AD scaling abilities compared to like his Q.
Yeah, did 25% of her HP. I mean, the Dark Harvest helps with the damage, but come on, that.
Come on.
Ah, boy.
That's unbearable. She had to base because of that deadly flourish. What can you say? He was able to keep his farm up. He was able to get those kills. He was able to stay alive. His positioning was immaculate this game. And that Hecarim tried his hardest to make sure that Jin couldn't play the game, but he did play, and he played to win.
He ended that game with 356 CS, 100 over Jinx. He had exactly 100 CS.
Flame
more than
Horizon.
Jinx did.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Oh boy.
That Aatrox may have had a rough early game, but he did his job. He kept that Shen in check throughout the mid and late game, even if he had to dive for it. So he was mispositioned up in the top lane during those ganks. He did not have the vision setup that he needed and was not expecting the Hecarim to ghost in. But that doesn't matter when you're able to do your job. And the Shen was not able to play the game like he was supposed to. The comp was built around the Hecarim and Shen diving into the backline, but because of how far behind, or not how far behind, but how the rest of the comp played out, it was super hard for them to peel for the backline because Twisted Fate can't peel. He only has a gold card. Senna has a super slow Last Embrace, and Jinx may have her chompers, but they don't do anything when it's a Swain, Udyr, and Aatrox just running at you. You can only stop one, but all it takes is one of them to end your world.
Yeah. I don't really have much more to say about that game. It just.
Neither do I.
It was a Jin diff.
It was a Jin diff. It was an 80 carry diff. It was a diff in the bot. And what more can we say other than congratulations, Wish. You deserve this player of the game. If there was an MVP, I think even though you did not do the most damage in game 1, you were there, you were present when your team needed you. So you definitely deserve MVP overall. You played this game incredibly well. I give you player of the series in my opinion because of how hard you had to carry game number 2. That makes up for whatever you did in game 1. Even though you played game 1 well, game 2 is just a step above what you were playing before. Even though you had the Jin, you didn't have the Kai'Sa. People expect Kai'Sa to do those things, but no, it's the Jin. The Jin is the artist. He was able to paint a picture of victory, and showed it to his team, and they were like, hey, I want to win. I want to make this picture true, and they did. But overall, thank you guys. This was a fun series to cast. It was a roller coaster of emotions, especially in game 2. And what can I say? Nothing more other than both teams played incredibly well, and we hope to see you back tomorrow for our LTS games. A little higher in the ELO brackets, but I expect it to be just as interesting, just as spicy. So hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and have a good night.